Welcome to ATLASDreamJob.com, your go-to site for comprehensive information about careers at Atlas Air, brought to you by active line pilot and enthusiast, Alessio Favoretto. This short video is designed for airline pilots considering a career at Atlas Air. And in this video I am going through the key points of Atlas Air pilot scheduling. Disclaimer: all content in this video is for informational purposes only. While I strive to present the information as accurately as possible, it is ultimately your responsibility to verify its accuracy. The Collective Bargaining Agreement, CBA, or the contract between Atlas Air Incorporated and our pilot union, the International Brotherhood of Teamsters Airline Division, will be referenced frequently. You can download a copy of this official document on my website. Article 25 of the CBA ensures that crew members are guaranteed a minimum of 14 days off in a 31-day month and 13 days off in a 30-day month. This provision ensures that no pilot works more than 17 consecutive duty days without receiving at least 4 consecutive days off. Next, let's break down how bid lines are constructed. Article 25 outlines that bid lines include blocks of days off and work days, covering 30-day or 60-day periods. The structure of these bid lines vary slightly to accommodate flying schedules, depending on whether the operations are domestic or international. So, it can vary substantially between Atlas's aircraft fleets and bases. Let's now dive into how bid packages are constructed at Atlas Air and go over some key rules. First, each trip pairing must begin and end at the pilot's base. Secondly, the bid package must include at least as many bid lines as there are crew members eligible to bid. At Atlas Air, there are 6 types of lines you can be awarded: primary, secondary, fixed, reserve, VTO, and out base. Primary lines are mostly awarded to the most senior pilots. They consist of trip pairings and days off, without any reserve duty. Primary lines are special. Why? Because they are pay protected, meaning the pilot gets guaranteed schedule pay or actual credits if higher, no matter if his duties get reduced due to schedule changes. Now, let's talk about secondary lines. They include blocks of days on and off, but initially, they're blank and get filled with duty only as needed. What does this mean? Basically, the pilot might or might not work on any given day. The company has to notify the pilot at least 48 hours in advance if they are needed, otherwise, that day turns into a day off for the pilot on a day-by-day basis. As a secondary line holder, the pilot must check and acknowledge his schedule between 1700 and 1800 Zulu each day. If a duty is assigned, the company will provide a proper trip pairing. When a trip pairing is finally assigned, this sets a sequence of events in motion. The company will organize the pilot's flight to reach base and deadhead as necessary. Once at the base, transport and hotel accommodations will be provided, including the allocation of the minimum rest before the pilot's sign-on time. Atlas Air might assign the pilot duties for the entire days-on period of his secondary line, or they might send the crew member back home earlier than scheduled. If released earlier, the pilot is released from all duties for the rest of their scheduled period. Secondary lines are great for pilots who don't mind potentially being at home more days, essentially having more days off. However, the monthly pay for these pilots might be lower since by spending less time on the road, their daily credit and per diem won't be paid. Still, secondary line holders, regardless of their actual schedule, still receive the minimum pay guarantee of 64 hours. It's worth noting that secondary lines are often involuntarily awarded to junior pilots, who aren't very senior at their base, when all other lines are filled. So, don't be surprised if in your early month at Atlas you may be awarded this line. Also, while on a secondary line, the pilot cannot ask the company to fly them to their base, nor pay for their accommodation until a trip pairing is assigned. Fixed pattern lines, as the name suggests, offer pilots a consistent schedule month to month for a whole year. They feature the same 13 consecutive days off, typically spread in the middle of the month, followed by the same 17 consecutive days on duty. The characteristics of a fixed pattern line are as those for a secondary line holder, explained previously, plus the benefit of having an identical schedule for the entire year, without the need to participate to schedule bidding every month. However, like secondary lines, fixed lines pilots may experience lower pay than average due to not being called for duty on days on. However, it has the benefits of potentially spend more time at home. Note, fixed pattern lines are still pay protected to the minimum 64-hour pay guarantee. Also, they are open for bidding voluntarily to all pilots once a year, no later than July 1st, and are awarded 10 days later, based on seniority at each base. These lines are not infinite. but capped at 10% of crew staffing per base. And, according to the CBA, once pilots awarded a fixed line, can still nominate to work on their days off, and also allow to bid for outbase, which will be explained later. This concludes Part 1 of Atlas Air pilot scheduling. In Part 2 we will explore the differences between reserve, VTO, and outbase line. You can find all the resources mentioned in this video and much more on the site ATLASDreamJob.com. For any specific questions, feel free to email me directly. Additionally, don't hesitate to reach out for free interview preparation material and internal job referrals. I'm here to assist you throughout your journey, so don't hesitate to get in touch with any inquiries or assistance you may need. And becoming part of the company known for carrying the world.